The door groaned open behind him with a sound like wet meat tearing. Kale staggered back from the column of suspended clones, versions of himself trapped in eternal stasis, and turned toward the entrance of the cathedral chamber. Mist coiled in, thick and violet, shifting under its own will. Each tendril moved like fingers feeling their way across the floor. Footsteps followed. Slow. Deliberate. Kale held his breath. Through the mist emerged a silhouette, humanoid in shape, but wrong in the smallest, most horrifying ways. Its joints bent just a little too sharply. Its shoulders rolled with a serpentine grace. And when it stepped fully into the dim glow of the biolights, Kale saw the mask. Black and featureless, smooth as obsidian glass. No eyes. No mouth. Just a single fracture down the center, pulsing with dull red light. The figure stopped a mere 10 paces away. The mist receded like it feared him. Kale 1, Kale whispered, the name tasting like rust in his mouth. The voice came not from the figure, but from everywhere at once. Low and grating, like metal grinding bone. I remember now, Prime 7. Images blitzed through Kale's mind, not his memories, but echoes of them. He saw battles across moons scarred by black fire, faceless legions directed by a voice that no longer resonated solely from human throats, and experiments conducted within gravitational tiers like Charybdis Canine. And through it all, one figure leading the charge, Kale 1. The first. The perfected. The architect of the choir. You're not me, Kale said, trying to hold the quiver from his voice. You're a weapon. A clone. Twisted. No. The voice resonated deeper, surfacing from walls and floor alike. I'm the original. You are what came later. An echo. An error. Kale's mind reeled. No. He remembered being Commander Kale Draven of the Wassa Exploratory Fleet. Halifax Station. The Cradle 4 supply run. He remembered Earth, polluted skies, greasy coffee, the loneliness of space. Didn't he? You're lying. Then tell me, Kale 1 said softly. What year is it? Kale opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Which Earth president was in power? Blank. What did your mother's voice sound like? Kale's hands trembled. I. The figure took a single slow step closer. You were grown in a memory vat. Grown from the echoes of my discarded thoughts. Each iteration stripped further of autonomy, repurposed for selective tasks, infiltration, mimicry, extermination. You're the 7th variant to breach the echo lock. Wanna know what the others did when they woke up? Kale didn't move. They screamed until their lungs dissolved into protein slurry. Something in Kale rebelled, burning hot behind his rib cage. Anger. No, purpose. Real or fake, memory or not, something still beat within him that couldn't be engineered. But even as he clenched his fists, the massive crystal pillar behind him shifted. The bodies inside twitched. The choir began again. Louder this time. Reintegration is required, Kale 1 said. Disruptions weaken the chorus. You will return. Or you will bleed. A small device unfolded from Kale 1's wrist, a neural scythe, humming with raw anti-synaptic energy. Fight or run. Kale turned, surged toward the organ console nearest the exit. Slamming a palm down, he shouted, manual override. Something. Anything. The ship hesitated. Its light dimmed. Then, a slit opened to his left, releasing a bile-slicked shaft and a gravity pull strong enough to suck a machine into light space. Escape. Maybe. As he dived into the shaft, grabbing onto ribbed muscle tubes to slide down, he saw the shadows behind him shift. Kale 1 was in pursuit. The shaft twisted like a serpent beneath gravity's messed-up laws, and before long, it spat him into a new section of the ship. He hit the ground hard. The lights were different here, colder, technological. Familiar. He looked up. This chamber was human. Or had been once. He was in a command deck. Metal floors. Standard terminals. Hard edges. Few visible fusions with the alien structure, like a tumor of architecture had been absorbed into the ship's biomechanical anatomy. A plaque on the wall, in rusted English. Biohazard emoji, Earth Outpost 7, Interface Research Core, Biohazard emoji. WASA/Black Lotus Special Operations Collaboration. He stumbled toward a console, fingers shaking. Login prompt. Security clearance. Recognized. / welcome back, Commander K Draven / New options appeared on screen. Archive footage, Specimen 001. File author, Dr. Nara Jenkins. Date, redacted. Kale played it. A woman appeared, mid-30s, short black hair, cybernetics bordering her eyes, her voice stiff with exhaustion. If anyone finds this, I had to disobey. Project Eon went too far. Glitch. They said he volunteered. But what they did to him, no sane mind could have agreed. Glitch, the first specimen, Kale 1, was perfect. Too perfect. We couldn't control him. He began to overwrite protocols, rewriting himself into something endless. Another glitch. Screaming in the background. I tried to seal the prime within the echo loop around Charybdis. Lock the memory structure behind false timelines. But the clones, they keep waking. They keep escaping. Terminal warning. Do not trust any of them. Not even him. Especially not. Glitch cuts the file. Kale stared numbly at the screen. He hadn't volunteered. None of him had. He'd been harvested. Used. Replicated. Weaponized. Then thrown into the void like a miscalculation. And worst of all, something was unraveling the barrier meant to separate him from the truth. Memory bleed. The door, the original shaft he'd fallen through, shuttered behind him. Silent now. But too silent. Kale knew he was being flanked. Kale 1 wasn't hunting out of malice. He was hunting to preserve the choir. And if Kale didn't find a way out, or a way to tear this impossible ship apart from the inside, he'd become just another voice in its song. Computer, he growled, fingers flying across human interface keys, locate the ship's singularity core. / error, core location in motion. / warning, systems decoherence at 38%. / recommendation, initiate core detonation sequence. Kale smiled, grim and tired. If he was going down, he'd burn this choir to hell with him. But before he could confirm the sequence, the shadows twisted. And from them, Kale 1 emerged. Without the mask,